What's up, wrestling fans? My name is Joe Cronin. This is the Joe Cronin Show. Make sure you subscribe down below. If you're new to the channel, don't miss out on the daily wrestling videos, news, and rumors, and the podcasts that we do as far as WWE, plus more coming soon. Lars Sullivan, as we all know, was supposed to be possibly appearing the other night, and we've all figured out that he's suffering from some kind of anxiety attack. And this is like the worst thing that could happen to this guy. Now, a few days ago on Out of Nowhere, I mentioned, we talked about, I'm still sick. I talked about, I'll be sick forever. I got AIDS. No. I talked about, I don't want this to become, another Emelina situation. Because it's great to pump a guy up for back in the day, they do it for 8 weeks or something. He's coming. And then they would come. But nowadays, things are way more fast-paced. So I do appreciate the build for somebody, but you really got to build them for only 3 or 4 weeks and then unleash them. You really can't wait too long or you miss your cutoff, kind of like they did with Emelina multiple times. It just became very bad with Emelina. Just the word, and then obviously she didn't put into the character, something was wrong. Well, now they've built Lars Sullivan as this monster, this crazy dude who's going to come in and just destroy shit. And now it's come out to everyone that the guy had an anxiety attack. And even me, someone who watches NXT frequently, I am well aware of the freak. I am well aware of Lars Sullivan. He reminds me of a smaller Killer Kowalski. He's kind of got the Killer Kowalski vibe to me, except he's, more agile and high impact. I mean, it's very scary, the guy's power and size. When you see him in person, you need to see Lars Sullivan in person to fully appreciate this guy. But the fact of the matter is, now this monster and beast that we're all just, man, what's going to happen when the freak comes here? Oh, he's got anxiety. He couldn't perform. He can't come out. So now it's leaked out to everybody knows that Lars has anxiety. I mean, guys, if we know WWE at this point, they're going to hold him off now. They're going to I mean, seriously, there's actually reports that they were thinking about getting rid of him. Getting rid of him after this giant push of these previews and graphics of Lars Sullivan. And now he could be released or most likely they'll push it back another 3, 4, 5 weeks or whatever, and they'll start bringing him at house shows to get his anxiety. This is the worst news. If you're a fan of Lars Sullivan or a fan of what they were doing with him or excited about the buildup, this is worst case scenario other than an injury. And it's like an injury. It's very similar to the Mauro Ranallo situation with his head. Now, I'll admit I got a nervous stomach, and sometimes I get some anxiety. If I was to all of a sudden be on Monday Night Raw, even if I had been in NXT, I'd probably have some issues, But, dude, Lars Sullivan, this can't look good to Vince McMahon. I feel like Vince is not a guy who's you had an anxiety attack? I mean, he's lucky he looks like he did. If he was like Daniel Bryan or somebody else like that, Vince would be like, get rid of this dumb son of a bitch. But because he looks like Lars, Vince might be like, well, let's get him back out there and try it again. I feel like, he may get that second or third chance, but this is just devastating news. What does it mean going forward? I don't even know. I haven't done the full research on everything 100%. I got a report right here from PW Mania and all these other different places. After the McMahon family shook things up on Raw last night, there's a whole article here on PW Mania. Sullivan's real name, Dylan Miley, 30, was scheduled to debut on the main roster, probably in a dark match on January 7th of Raw in Orlando. This is probably the soft opening for Lars Sullivan. He either did not show up to the arena or did, but left the building, believed to be due to anxiety. That's what Dave Meltzer is saying, or Dave Meltzer wrote, according to PW Mania. And Powerhouse Wrestling, PWP, is picking this up on their website as well. Go check out pwp.com. Meltzer, apparently management spoke to Sullivan and they're feeling that everything was fine. However, he was supposed to work a dark match at the following night's SmackDown in Jacksonville, Florida, and he didn't show up to Jacksonville. This is just crazy. Now, Meltzer writes, again, via the same website, PW Mania, The Office, which is a lot more understanding of mental health issues due to its experience with him and with Mauro Ranallo, talked with him and smoothed things out, and everything was fine. He was then supposed to be in a dark match on SmackDown, and then he didn't make it to that. And apparently he flew back to Colorado. Nothing else is known at the moment. That is what's going on. This is horrific news. And it's Emelina too. You waited too long. This guy's ruined. All this buildup, all this excitement. The freak. He's got anxiety, guys. And listen, I feel really bad for him. And I don't know what's going on in his head. There could be more things going on personally in his life, too. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know unless Lars talks to somebody, which he probably won't do, or WWE releases a statement, which, no matter what, is all bad for Lars' character. The guy is supposed to be the freak, but he's got anxiety. And now everybody knows it. It's ruined the whole thing. Unbelievable. Guys, my name is Joe Cronin. Leave the comments down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, dislike, whatever you want, and sub to the channel. I also want to say a big shout out to the people that just became patrons. We're going to have a big Corrupted episode here on the Patreon. Tonight live on my Patreon. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. $5 a month, you get 30 hours of bonus content. But I want to shout out Jabroni Jabber Podcast, $25 a month. They become a sponsor and a producer on the show. So thank you to Jabroni Jabber Podcast for helping to produce my show and becoming a big sponsor. Also, Joe Compton going from $5 to $10. And Gary Metzler doing the double sponsorship, executive producers level stuff from Gary Metzler going to $50 a month. Thank you. And APZ too. I think that's Angel Pimentel, but APZ, thank you for becoming a $5 a month pledge. And I look forward to more you guys signing up for Patreon so you can be part of the Corrupted podcast tonight with me, Ken, Filthy, and Justin Bailey, of course, has returned. So we'll see you tonight. We tried to do things last night on Monetize This. It was rough, you know. I mean, dude, we had no business doing a show last night, but we did something, and it was all right. But we'll be back to our regular deal next week, and I'm working on all kinds of stuff in the house. I got to get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later. Oh, watch these other videos popping up right now. You might have missed these other videos. Check them out. And if you're new to the channel, top right, click that sub button. Let's do it. Let's do it.